Chapter 16, The Maiden's Shield.
Welcome back to Valkyria Chronicles with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Poogie. So, as we found out at the end of the last episode, after, dare I say, Silvaria pretty much sacrificed herself for the Empire, we heard that a giant hulking behemoth is headed for the city of Randgriz. Seemingly, Maximilian is beginning to make his move on the capital of Gallia. So yeah, and that is not good. But before we try and deal with whatever Maximilian is doing, firstly, I am going to level up my troops, because, well, they need it. And let's see what I get out of it then. Well, a new order. So what have we got then? It is Caution, which apparently reduces damage from intercepting fire, and Neutralize, which protects an ally from any fire. So yeah, which I guess is good. The other thing of note, I am going to go to the R&D facility. So yes, I don't know if I have bought anything new for the tanks. So let's see. Anything new for the rifles? Yes, but it's very costly. Very costly indeed. Thankfully, I have built up the money from not only the missions I have done, but also the skirmishes I have taken part in order to level up my troops, in order to deal with the various Imperial soldiers and everything. So, yeah. I will definitely be needing an upgrade to my thing, because in the next mission we will be having to use some soldiers with much better mobility than our troopers have, because, well, you saw earlier how well scouts, for example, and engineers are at mobility by comparison to troopers. So yeah, firepower boost, I don't know, because some of the anti-tank lances I have equipped on various lancers. You saw with Elise, for example, in one of the previous episodes, is that their aiming was not great, and yeah. I do want to level up the flamethrowers, though. Well, maybe not, actually. What about uniforms? Let's see, can upgrade those. And what about blast suits that my, and also there's another upgrade for uniforms, but I want to spread out my, payment for those sort of things. So, yeah, and we're back to rifles. Yep, so, what about the Edelweiss? I think I've pretty much upgraded it as much as I can. I could go with frame assembly. So yeah, now that's pretty much strikes me out, shall we say, for upgrades to that tank. What about the Shamrock? Not much there, I'm afraid. So yeah, so we will continue with the story, I think, after I've upgraded the radiator and maybe the drive system on the thing. And looks like I'm going to have to do a bit of renovating, shall we say, on the Shamrock, which is not going to be great, but there you go. So see you in a moment.
The Empire's ultimate weapon passed unhindered through the thick of Cloden's woods, said to be impenetrable to all but bird and beast, and continued its juggernaut march north towards the gates of Castle Randgriz. Leaving the former site of the citadel at Ghilandaio behind, the militia raced to the capital's southern gates to intercept it.
Everyone, we've received intelligence on the weapon coming through Cloden's forest. The report identifies it as one of their most tightly guarded development projects. It closely matches plans for a terrestrial dreadnought, Marmota. It's heavily armored and carries a host of large-caliber cannons. A battleship on legs.
Leave it to the imps. It's one ridiculous tank after the other from these people.
Furthermore, it is likely that Maximilian is aboard the Marmota in person.
Are you serious? How'd he get there so quickly?
Regardless, we need to stop that thing, or the capital will be in danger.
Oh sure, just gotta stop it. It's a battleship, boss. How are we gonna stop it?
We'll be cooperating with the Randgriz Royal Guard in effecting Operation Maiden's Shield. Our job is to lure the Marmota into a canyon the Guard has lined with mines. Beyond the mines, they'll be concentrating all of their firepower to stop it.
Leading it into a minefield, huh? So we're the bait.
Unfortunately, yes. With Gallia's army vaporized, this plan is our only real option. Once they get out on open land, there's no stopping them. It has to happen in that gully.
A land dreadnought. I still can't even imagine.
Vulcan.
Alicia, what's wrong? You look kind of down.
It's nothing. I'm fine. Now let's go beat us up a battleship.
Alicia.
Highness, the Empire's dreadnought approaches at great speed.
Thank you.
The Royal Guard and militia were deployed in a tandem operation, but the outlook is grim.
We understand. We shall join them on the field. Fetch here the royal armament and tell the castle guard to assemble outside.
Your Highness, where do you intend to go?
I cannot idly sit atop a throne while the nation crumbles around me. It is the office of the Archduke's duty to fight for the safety of its people.
Ah, yes, but that would be inconvenient, Highness. I ask you, make no foolish choices.
Borg, what is the meaning of this?
You are a precious bargaining chip, alive. It would not do to allow you to simply leave.
Bargaining chip? You plan to sell our nation to the Empire, then?
Perish the thought, dear princess. Gallia is about to be reborn, a new child. As a glorious kingdom with me as its king.
Like Borg did have an ulterior motive here. Well, that being said, now comes an even tougher mission than we dealt with previously. Now we have to find a way to stop a gigantic juggernaut of a tank from invading Randgriz. Seriously. So basically, we have to lure it into a gully full of mines. And this is not going to be easy at all. Seriously, because this gigantic hulking behemoth of a dreadnought can run down your party easily. I do mean easily. So yeah, so you do not want to stand too near it. Unfortunately, I did not have the sense to actually get more scouts, as I only have Alicia here in my party. Yes. Also, I'm going to say somewhat that the both tanks that we have, both the Edelweiss and the Shamrock, are going to be not well used here. Let's just put it this way. Aside from the things.
That monster away from the capital. Squad 7, move out.
So that's it, huh? They weren't kidding with that battleship stuff.
Remember, our mission's just to lead it along. Avoid combat where you can. And don't forget to keep your distance. Get run over by that thing and it's all over.
Yeah, most definitely. You can actually see the Marmota directly behind the Edelweiss when you saw him welking at the beginning there, and we do want to keep ahead of this thing, seriously. So firstly, I'm going to move Alicia here because around the area, we will find these electric bombs, which can actually blow up the cliff. So yeah, each one is located near the gully, and yeah, the other thing you'll have to watch out for are these lancers and troopers who will get in your way. So yeah, I have sent Alicia on ahead for that reason. So yeah, but I will get to the bombs a little later. For now, it is just a matter of keeping ahead of the Marmota. So yeah, I'm going to have to use 2 CP for each of my troopers for this portion of the thing, because, as I mentioned before, they don't have the mobility of a scout. So yeah, it's a shame, because, yeah, that damage boost is wasted on me here, because she is not going to be well served here. So let's send you on, Alex. Well, good for you. That ambush spotter is a good potential to have, methinks. So yeah, how much CP do I have? Only 4. Well, I think we are going to end up dead here. Seriously. I picked the wrong squad for this one. Wrong squad. Seriously. I need to have more scouts in this one, which I do change my mind quite quickly. So yeah, because I don't have the CP to deal with this. And that is the point. You do not want to use too many troopers in this fight. Let's try this again. Basically, I have come in with less troops this time, because that seems to be the only way, and more scouts as well. So firstly, I am right by one of them. What I want to do is place a scout near each of the bombs. Yes, I don't have any engineers in order to help the thing, but I do have scouts. And they have the mobility, unlike troopers, to actually get up there with some to spare as well. So yeah. So I'm going to place 2 scouts here. I'm keeping Rosie as is. She's the only trooper I will keep, because there are very few soldiers out on the fields here. So yeah, that is one advantage to having this. Although there are still lancers who try to destroy your your tanks, so you do have to be careful of those. So with less troops, it means you can use your CP a bit more effectively. So yeah, so that is the strategy I went with for this one. Firstly, now I will send out the Shamrock and then the Edelweiss, and then that will leave me 1 CP to spare, taking advantage of the also it needs to be said that you do not want to let the Marmota get anywhere near the Edelweiss, because one of the caveats for this mission is not to let the Marmota, or anything else for that matter, kill Welkin. So yeah, otherwise it's an instant game over. I also ended up losing, dare I say, Homer, who I had as one of my engineers. So yeah, this is not great though when dealing with that Lancer. So yeah, because he is, as I say, well stationed there. That trooper's coming out for a fight. Well, that's why I have Rosie there, so she can take care of those troopers, and I guess also that Lancer as well. So yeah, with that done, and so yeah, Alicia is also standing by that thing there for good reason. Because now we will see the Marmota move forward at a rather impressive rate. We push through the walls. Seriously, that is one huge machine.
Lieutenant,
Explosives have been installed next to the gully walls. Detonate them with a gunshot. They'll cause a rock slide that may slow the enemy down.
But won't the person setting them off also get caught in the rock slide?
They're shock-sensitive time bombs. Once you arm them with a shot, there's still time. Shoot them, then pull out before they go off. Their range is wide, though, so be careful.
So, in addition, before I go on, apparently the Marmota also has long-range mortars, which is not great in the long run. But, as Captain Barot said, we can detonate these explosives. And I find the best way to do that is to use your scouts. If you would place them in a decent position, then this won't be hard at all, because each of them, once the turn is over, the explosives will go off and pretty much slow down, not stop, but definitely slow down the Marmota. So yeah, so I've already detonated one lot of explosives, and next I want to move Alicia. So let's see, I want to move her over this way towards the base. So yeah, and apparently my game stopped. Holy crap! Okay then, we're back. So, let's actually heal up Alicia, because she did take a bit of a hit from those troopers. And then, I've moved both tanks ahead. So, the next thing to do is take care of that Lancer, so we don't pretty much destroy my tanks. So, yeah. Because, unlike in some other missions, the Imperials cannot send for more. You can see there's some more explosives there. So, I'm going to leave Rosie by that lot, because we will need to get ahead of the Marmota. It will be slowed down by that debris when it goes off, so at least that's something. So, now we shall end the turn, and indeed, the explosive goes off, the debris comes down, and we will see what happens now. So, before we do, we will still have to deal with those troopers there, so let's see. Or maybe we won't, I think I killed them actually. So yeah. But, let's see if those explosive devices have actually managed to slow down the gigantic dreadnought, the Marmota. Looks like they have for now.
They've stopped in front of the rock slide.
Great, it worked. That should buy us some time.
Okay then, that's good. So, with that done, I'm going to save here, and on the next episode we will indeed continue to try and slow down the Marmota, and hopefully get it into the explosive area with those mines. So I will see you then. Bye!